live show. It's a bit random and I haven't scheduled it, as you probably already know. Well, today I'm going to cut out an Emily, and this is my little granddaughter, and a dog. Well, I'm going to cut the dog out, but also we're going to do a bit of pyrography. So we're going to use the scroll saw and a bit of pyrography. The pyrography is wood burning, you know, when you make it all like burnt, I suppose, using this tool here. That's the idea and that's my plan. So hopefully it's going to go well. But first of all, I'll explain to you what I've done to get to this stage. Now, I was going to, show you how I got to this stage in my office where the computer is, where I made this template. And, well, it would be a bit of a palaver to say the least. So I'm going to turn this heater off I've got down there because the fan's running and it's a bit noisy. Ah, that's better. Silence. But I'm going to freeze to death. So, what I've actually done is I've prepared a piece of oak board. That's what that is, a piece of old oak. And it's been run through the plane, of which the actual camera at the moment is sitting on the planer, a thicknesser, to about 15mm in thickness. I don't let it go any thicker than that when I'm doing oak because there's a lot of strain on this machine. Well, it just takes ages and wears the blades up in no time. So what I've done is I prepared the piece of wood, but before I did that, I printed this out. But I created it first on, what's it called again? Affinity Photo. It's a bit like Photoshop. I think it's actually better. And also, you only have to pay once. You don't have to pay a monthly subscription for it. Unless you've got a hooky version of Photoshop, obviously. So, anyway, I created it on there. Basically, I found the lettering that I like in the typeset. And then I turned it all to white. And then I found the outline. Basically clicked on the outline and made it like about 2 pixel wide. And it gave me this line. Printed it off. But also done the same with the little dog as well on the end here. So what we have is, effectively what we've got is an outline of Emily and a dog stuck to it as well. So it's quite a useful tool to use, quite a useful bit of software. And like I say, it's very similar to Photoshop. Now the machine I'm going to use and to cut it on is this old Craftsman, Sears Craftsman scroll saw. It's American. It's actually, even though I'm in France, it has a 110 volt motor, 2-stage motor, it's 2-speed. But I have to use a transformer to use it here in France because we're 230 volts here. So, okay, prepared my oak, I prepared my template, but then also I've actually, before, you set purple on there. Hello, Kit Kat, how you diddling? Well, I'm cutting out an Emily, and that's my granddaughter's name, but I've also stuck a dog on the end there as well. I'm going to cut it out on this machine here. Hello, radio. So basically what we're going to do is a bit of scroll sawing and also a bit of pyrography. So a bit of wood burning using this tool over here. It's like a soldering iron kind of arrangement. It basically burns the wood. And the reason why I'm doing that, or one of the reasons, is it gives you a different effect, but also cutting all these black areas out, it's just going to make it very weak and look a bit of a mess. So I don't really want to do that. So before I actually stuck my template on here, which I used, where on earth is it gone? Oh, it's over there. Let me just go and grab it. I used some spray adhesive, like Scotch spray mount adhesive. This is what we get in action here in France. Home glue spray. So basically, printed this out on my laser printer, and then you use inkjet printer if you like, and then I literally sprayed that on the back of it. But before I did that, I covered it in tape. Now the tape I've used, it's just like a decorator's purple tape, is all it is. And the reason for that is it allows me, once it's been cut out, I just peel the whole thing off in one. I haven't got to try and sand off all the paper and what have you. And also it leaves a bit of a mess in the residue. And then you can alter the thickness. Also it can be vulnerable because you've got areas here where the grain in the wood's going this way. So where it's thinner, it's going to be a bit weak. And you're putting a lot of pressure on there. You can end up breaking it at those points. So I sort of do as least sanding as possible. Now this little plaque here is going to go on a door. Oh, who else have we got there? Let's have a look. Who's here? We've got people. I like people. Hello, Conservative, how you doing, mate? I hope I'm loud and clear. Can everybody hear me okay? Hello, Pete. How you doing, mate? So, what I do if those who aren't, have only just arrived, I'm actually going to be cutting that out on this saw. I've printed it out on my laser printer using not Photoshop, but Infinity Photo, similar to Photoshop. I think it's actually better myself, but there you go. And that is then stuck to tape. I put tape on there first, allowing me to peel it off really quickly afterwards, make it a lot easier. And this is a piece of oak that's gone through the planer. It's only 15mm thick, so it isn't too thick. But before I carry on, I'm actually going to wax it. Yes, got to do my legs afterwards as well. Got to do your legs. So there's 2 reasons why I do this. Put it on the back here as well, for a different reason. I put a bit on the back so it can slide on there nice and easy, but on the face here, what that'll do is, the blade here, the scroll saw blade, it's quite a coarse one actually, because I'm doing that, I've got to clear the mess out of the way so it don't. The biggest problem with scroll saw blades is they get hot. And when they get hot, they break. Plain and simple. I might even break this one, who knows? That can happen. That it can. So, I'm going to go in. I've got 2 speeds on this saw. One is really, one of the problems with this saw is, you've got one speed that's literally too fast, and then you've got the other speed that is like too slow, which is that one. That to me is too slow. Yeah, it cuts okay, but when you get kind of used to the machine, you want to go a bit quicker, don't you? As long as you don't break the blade. So that's kind of. Did I just doze off then? I think I did. Blimey. Okay, let's whack that one. Only thing with this, it might be a bit noisier. What I might do, I might move the microphone a little bit further away. I'll put it over here for a second. And I'll grab that when I need to speak again. I'll be a bit straight. The microphone will be noisy for you. So I'm going to start on this end, because this end is the most resilient end. But when you get onto that end, some of the letters are a little bit thinner. I might make them a little bit thicker as I cut it. I don't want to break it as I'm doing all the rest of it, you see. Just a bit of foresight is all. Ooh, that's faster. Bring it up a little bit. Ooh, look at that. Hello. Oh, glory. Okay. Yes, it does. It does help it keep cool, Kit Kat. That's lubrication. Somebody told me once, you know, it didn't smoke, but only during intercourse. That's a bad joke. But because I've got a coarse blade in there, hence it's cutting quite fast, I've got to be a little bit, I'll bring it a bit closer, I've got to be a little bit more careful, because when I turn this blade it's going to try and, well, I can't turn it as fast as I could if I was using, say, holding the blades down here, such as this one here. It's a little bit finer. Now when you're using a scroll saw this, the blade must always have the cut going in the downwards direction, so all the teeth are pointing downwards. Otherwise what will happen is, if it's going upwards, they'll just constantly keep trying to lift the wood up. As you try to do it, you have to hold it down. And then you get, you'll just lift all your template off, your stencil, whatever you call it. Bit of paper. It'd be really annoying, that would. Put that one back in there as well. Now there are other sort of blades you can get called spiral blades. The spiral blades are these ones, and I hate them. Although I've got some, I don't use them. And the thing about the spiral blade is, I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but it's twisted. You see that's like twisted. It's twisted. And you can cut. It cuts in all directions. So you don't have to spin the wood around like you do with this one, with this blade here. It'll literally you just move it sideways. It takes a bit of getting used to. For some materials it's actually quite good, but most of the time I find the cut is too coarse, but also it's just a bit rubbish really. I think so. Back over here. Okay. artistic license going on here. Because it's a new blade, I just put this blade in here. Now it's been running for a little bit. It's actually got a little bit on the slack side. So it just needs a little bit of tightening. And on the back of the machine over here, I've actually got this camera on a lazy Susan. What I made for painting my bits and pieces on. So that little handle at the back, a little knob on the back there. I'll just tighten up just a touch, just half a turn probably enough. Just take some of the slack out of the blade, otherwise it wanders. Do that again. That's quite handy, that lazy Susan. Oh, I did have a fairly good weekend, Constance. Apart from I've been plastering, and I hate plastering, and I've been doing it without a shirt on, and I've got plaster stuck in my hairy chest. I've been picking it out bit by bit, but it's ripping the hair out with it. It's not pleasant, I tell you. It's just tears to the eye. I've got to remember to move that. It's up there. So yeah, it's been yeah. So what have I done in my? An update. Well, in my, what is going to be my studio, it's also going to be used for woodworking as well as the All Shorts channel. And not for doing woodworking in, but talking about the history of woodworking and stuff like that. But I plastered the back wall, I finished sorting out the wall that I messed up when I did that live show last week. That's all done, it's all looking good now. And I plastered the ceiling, that's done. I made good the back wall where I had to chase all the cables in the wall. That's all done. That was nothing though, to be fair. And the angle ceiling, which goes straight onto the rafters, that's all done. And now I've got plaster everywhere, lumps of plaster everywhere, all over the floor. I didn't cover the floor up. So that'll just come off. Yeah, it's just, yeah, so it isn't that far. I'm hoping I can do a bit of titillation tomorrow and get the first coat of paint in the corner area where I'm going to have my desk and do some of my videos there. The other area is not a problem at all because I have the green screen and then I've got the stone walls. So I'm going to have like 3 separate set areas in that little room for Wally Bar, but also my other channel as well. I'm trying to build up my eco channel called Earth Trifle, and I hadn't put anything on there for ages, and it's tiny. I've got hardly any subscribers on it at all. I'm under 20, I think, or 30 or something. I don't know many. So I want to try and build that one up. So I've got all these different things going on, because my worry with the other channel, the political channel, is that you run out of stuff interesting enough to talk about. And I notice if I talk about anything to do with the NHS, if I do anything that's medical or anything like that, I don't get any views. Well, I do get views, but hardly any. It's a lot lower. It hits it, so. And it's to do with YouTube's policies and Google. Obviously, Google's the same policies regarding trust. Obviously, I'm not a medical expert. You wouldn't want me operating on you? No. I'll be using my crosscut. So yeah, it's anyway, check that other channel's been hit quite hard at the moment. It's struggling a bit, but there's been a YouTube algorithm update, so it's kind of hit everybody. Even Max's channel, I've noticed that his views have his latent views have gone down, and yeah, I think everyone's been probably hit a little bit by it. But I suppose if you've got Max's kind of views or different biases for views, you won't really notice that much. But because I'm trying to build it, I'm ready. I check the analytics all the time, every day. You get a bit obsessed with it, and really, it's unhealthy to be honest. It makes you feel all depressed. Oh, what people say? What people say? Hello, Mad Monk. How you Dylan? Oh, it is a crisp evening. I'll tell you what, it's been so cold this week, isn't it? Absolutely freezing. Too blooming cold, I would say. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me? Because I've got the microphone all the way over here. I'm a bit worried it's going to be a bit noisy. I'll put it back on just in case it's not. It might be okay. Ooh. No, the fret saw is actually, or scroll saw in this case, is actually quite a safe machine. Now, my first ever scroll saw, well, actually my first one was a hand one. A bit like a coping saw, but with a fine blade in it, and usually got a bigger yoke. But my first ever mechanical scroll saw was one by Hobbies in Dereham. I don't know if anybody remember Hobbies in Dereham. And they used to do a lot of modelling stuff for people who make dolls' houses and stuff like that. But they also made scroll saws, treadle scroll saws. And actually, they're really good machines. Now, my grandfather had one. He handed it down to my father. And then my father handed it down to me. And sadly, I left it in England and when I moved over. I just didn't have any more room for it. And I didn't really use it because obviously I had mechanical, this one, but another one, mechanical one. And I wish I brought it because it was such a good little machine. And there's no power. You don't need, or you can rig it with a motor, but you actually do that. The only problem is your body's moving. And it's not very helpful when you can try to control something. But it was a really good little bit of kit, and it's you literally had a bit like the old Singer sewing machines, and you had this like paddle thing you're pushing up and down. It attaches to a flywheel, which is also the pulley with all these knobbly bits on. But the belt was leather. It was like a almost like a plaited leather belt. It was quite a cool thing, really. I should have kept it. Fool. I was a fool. But this machine, one thing I like about the machine is because I've fitted I've got a pedal on the floor. I put my foot on it. I'll show you. It's a little messy tray, as you can tell by plastering. See? And literally just, brilliant. When I put that on there, because it made sense. And there's a little drill there on the side here as well, and I use that to drill the little holes if I want to do any internal cuts. But I don't think I've got any on this one. No internal cuts. Yay! I hate internal cuts because it means you've got to take the blade out. And that's just a nuisance. Carry on, Marcus, I'm talking too much. Now, I'm talking too much, I'll start talking again. My dear wife, she's travelling to England tomorrow to see the grandchildren again. And she was really worried yesterday because obviously this, Omicron variant. So that was found in, or not found, it's probably everywhere to be honest already. But they did a genome on it or something. Anyway, they named it, whatever, and called it Omicron. I thought it had something to do with either a light bulb or maybe Transformers. But anyway, she was really worried last night. She wouldn't be able to go see the kids and what have you. And she's really, really, apart from obviously she's travelling, but she is really, really careful regarding masks and stuff. She's quite nervous. She's quite a quiet lass, really. And but anyway, she's going back to see the kids. The grandchildren, and she thought her little trip was going to be scuppered, but she's decided she's still going to go because they haven't brought in the new PCR test rules things because she's only going for 2 days, and if you've got to self-isolate for whatever it might be until you got the test back, well then the kind of pointless going. So she was about to cancel it, and then decided, well, I said you better go because if this does kick off, if you want to get back, you need to do it now because last time she didn't, she hung on. And needless to say, it was 18 months before she got back to see the kids. So she was quite depressed about that. Very depressed, in fact. She was stuck with me. Don't worry, just a bit of wood fell off. Over there. Now I'm not too worried about if I go a bit astray and play. I have already over here because this is not precise work. It's just kind of go with the flow a little bit, really. So you've got your lines and your guides. But also, there's areas how I want to thicken up because the actual font, the True Type font, the True Type font has got some thin areas on the actual text, so I'm making them thicker anyway. Now, one little trick: if you have struggle, where you've got you need like a 90 degree, sort of a sharp edge, instead of trying to bring it around in one hit, what you do is you go round, then back down that line. So that's what I'm going to do now. Hence, I just cut that little bit out. How can I bring you a bit closer? I'll tell you what, let's bring you around the other side so you can see very well there. Anyway, what's people been saying? Hey, cheers, conservator. Nice one, cheers, buddy. Yeah, it is Earth Trifle, but I haven't put anything. Oh, I was just randomly chucking loads of stuff on there at the time, really quick, just loads of shorts and stuff like that, and a few other stuff, bits and pieces as well. But I hadn't done anything with it for absolutely ages. Is that Echo Channel misspelled? I'm confused now. Like an old sewing machine, yeah, the old Singer sewing machine, Kit Kat. You're right. The old Hubbit Hobbies gem they were. They did another one as well. I can't remember what it's called. They had two models. They had one that was like the Rolls Royce version, and then they had the basic Hobbies gem. And they were great little machines. So let's get on. Oh, can I bring you a bit closer? Let's see if I can bring you over here. Let's have a different. Oh, God, back pull my charge pack off. See, there's my lazy Susan. Little tripod on there. It worked. It wasn't for that though. Let's bring you over here for chat. Let's give you a different aspect away from that light then. There we go. Right on top now. For a bit. There you go. Now this area here, I don't want it to be too thin. So I just added a couple extra mil to it. Is that noise too much? I'm a bit worried it's actually going to affect the sound. I'm just going to get rid of this little bit of excess waste. Because then I can actually get to these other areas. I've started the cuts, but I need to come back on myself. So I'll just pull that away that way. If I had to fine the blade, I could just literally follow the line. But I don't want to strain the blade. On as well. Oh, it's taking shape. Get the gist? Now the beauty about this machine is it's quite substantial. The blade itself travels up and down perpendicular to the actual table. You can alter the angle of the table if you want to do angled cuts, but I never do that. I know some people do. You do some quite cool things if you use the compound cutting, but that's not for me. That's not what I want to do. And you play with it anyway. So now I can just cut that area out here. Or should I carry on that one? I'll carry on this way. correct myself there because I was starting to run astray a bit. Let's get the light in the right place. So you see this thing here? That's a connector to a fish pump. Fish pump. a little fish tank, and you got a little bubble blah, 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 inside your fish tank. Well, this little pipe here is connected to a little pump, one of them pumps, which I've got mounted at the back here. I'll show you. Probably wasn't pull everything off. Back there. Oh, wait, that way, that little thing there. That is the pump. And that little puff there blows the dust away from the line. That's the plan, anyway. It seems to work. Let's see what you're saying. Noise is okay. Okay, conservator. Oh dear. Hello, Glasgow. How you doing, buddy? Oh, did they like, so Facebook didn't like a post you wrote about Pretty. I'll tell you what I've noticed. Bring it back up again. I'll tell you what I've noticed from my channel. If I put anything there, if I say anything like, I could use sort of, not particularly nice terms, like pretty awful Patel, or pretty ugly Patel, or pretty evil Patel. As soon as I put evil in there, anything like that, it gets picked up on YouTube. It gets demonetised. That's happened to me twice now. I move it and it's fine. It goes through where you have to click OK and what have you and submit it, and they have a manual person. Apparently it's manual. Have a look at it. And then it's okay. So I have to be careful. And also I find if I have certain things in my description, that doesn't help either. Oh no, you hadn't do it. You're not following up your family? Oh no, oh you're joking. Oh God. Oh, I don't know if I should talk about that here anyway. Maybe keep the ball shorts. I just, yeah. It's shocking. And people's attitude towards it, I just don't understand people. I really don't. Poor people. That poor woman who died and her husband must be so distraught. The one who'd, she's trying to get back to her husband in the UK. thee. No usual Dremel. My Dremel burnt out a month. Actually, just before I went to Ginger Island. I need another one. Oh dear, Duke. Ah, did you, Jasper? Was that a Hobby's gem? It's like they've got like a metal frame all like riveted together, and a couple, single pedal that basically spins the flywheel. They're a good little thing. You got banned from Facebook years ago. Are you saying, Glasgow, you banned yourself? I bet that's what you're saying, isn't it? Don't blame you either. I don't do I do hardly anything on Facebook. That's quite handy with the chat, because I use that with the kids and that, you see. They're all on it, and you know how it is. And I occasionally share videos on various sites, but I don't use it for social kind of like at all. I used to, but not anymore. It's a bit of a cesspool, isn't it? It's quite funny though when you go onto these sites. I quite often use it for research purposes as well on Facebook. You go on some of these groups, and the stuff that comes out of their mouths, they're so ill-informed. It's like they've got this, not just mindset, but just this thing driven into their head, and you're never going to get it out of there. You know, they're lost. Let's bring you back down again. You called Priti Patel a ladder-pulling, venomous snake woman. Almost feel sorry about that. No, I wouldn't either. Oh no. Yeah, please click the like button. It'd be quite good. A friend of mine who's also got a channel, and he's done really well at doing live shows. Well, he's stopped recently because he's doing his little small Holden. And Steve, it's what's called Woodwork Masterclass. He's a really nice chap, he is. Huge personality. And he was doing a live show every single day. And also did through like tutorial type videos as well, about various tools and stuff. Really nice chap. And he stopped recently, so I thought it might be an opportunity for me to fill that gap. I'll steal his people. Nah, I don't think I can compete with him. He's got about 100,000 subscribers. See what I did there? So I don't even see that. I've actually spun, probably not put the knobs in the way, but I've spun round to come back down on myself. So I cut a little round and come back down. And that way I can do a sharp edge. Otherwise, if I try and turn this particular blade, because it's so coarse, that'll end up, being a round, not a sharp. Close. Well, this machine is a Craftsman. It's American, and I bought it as a wreck. That was just a rusty mess in somebody's old barn, and I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but it does. But I needed to, well, completely renovate it. Literally strip the whole thing down. If you didn't hear me saying it earlier, strip the whole thing down, nuts and bolts and all the bearings, everything, the whole lot, and then lacked it all up and, you know, made it nice again. But also made sure all the bearings, everything was in good condition, and it's hardly been used, even though it's been sitting there for absolutely ages, it looks like. I don't think it's actually done anything. I think it's one of them purchases people do, oh, I'll have a go at that, and they never use it. That's what I think. I'm a culprit too. Oh, and then you get to the end. I've just got all these extra little bits to cut out. Once I get through round Wally's head. Wally's my dog, you know. So in all of it, isn't all of it yet, but almost. But a good sign that the machine is decent is if you could actually push it back through again. Because if it's not cutting straight, you wouldn't be able to do that. But it is, it's 90 degrees. So we're getting close. And then I'm going to do some pyrography using this iron on Wally's head. Yeah, I'm going to burn my Wally's head. Ain't very nice, is it? What would I want to do that for? So then I've got to remove all these extra little bits. Like I said before, this is quite a coarse blade. Normally I wouldn't use this blade, I'll be using one of the finer ones. But being it's going to go on the door, you know, into Emily's room, sort of thing. I thought, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, and they're still pretty smooth cut, to be fair. But when I use these finer blades, such as these ones here, they actually the cut is so fine you don't need to sand it or anything. So it's quite good. Oh, what people say? Let's have a look. Must I forget about you, must I? No. What does that mean? Lord Sarge. I probably pronounced it wrong anyway. I pronounce everything wrong these days. I'm losing my mind. Have you noticed? Oh my God, there's lots of Dutch. I can see loads of Dutch. Oh, cheers, Conservator. Yeah, press that one like, will you? Help the channel. It's only a little channel at the moment. It's got about 1,900 odd subscribers, I think. I always done quite well with the channel, but when I started getting a bit carried away with all shorts, it took the back burner. So I don't need to sort of build it back up again with the views. So, yeah, some videos do really well. The other ones do terrible. Just bang my tip of the finger on that. Oh, did you see that? Well, the blade broke. So now I've got to put another one in. That's annoying, and that's because I was getting a bit carried away. And like I was saying earlier, the blade gets hot. Oh, it is hot, it's warm. Yeah. So the blade gets hot, and it loses its temper, then just breaks. So I've got to put another one in. So I've got the bottom carrier, I hope. Oh, yeah. Normally it falls off somewhere. They're quite a simple thing. So you've got these like little clamps. Use an Allen key on this one. Loosen the clamp. That's a funny place for it to snap. That's probably actually because it banged right back on top here again. Yeah, probably hit the bottom of the table. And I've got this clamp as a top clamp, which I had to make an extra little, because these things wear, and they're basically the blades they just pop out otherwise. Yeah, I had to make a new one. Just grab a new blade. I have plenty of blades, so there's no worries. I bought a job lot from Hobbies, believe it or not. There you go. Hobbies in Durham. What, a whole load of ages ago when they were shut. I don't think they're there anymore. I think they're just online now. I'm not surprised though. People don't do that sort of thing anymore, and a lot of the stuff they were selling was a bit naff. Sorry, Hobbies. So I need to plonk that in there. So it's loose a little bit. Problem is, I'm all fingers and thumbs these days since I had my operation. Just grip this tight. Just grip it on. You've got to make sure that that is 90 degrees to that perpendicular. Otherwise, it'll just well, I'll break again. It's going to be super sharp now. You have to make sure the teeth are pointing downwards, because if you don't, if they're pointing upwards, you just constantly keep trying to lift a bit of wood up. It'll be rather annoying. Gotta find me hole. Oh, I gotta find me hole. Saucy. There you go. That's in. That wasn't too bad. Let's put that out of the way, because the top one is a thumb screw. The reason it's got a thumb screw is if you're doing internal cuts, just allow you to do the internal ones a lot easier. If you're going to do it with your fingers and stuff, and use a Allen key. The only problem with that is you can't tighten it as tight as you can with an Allen key. I'll tighten it on there. It's a bit fiddly. Now, a lot of the modern machines have like a quick release, it is literally like a quick release clamp, which work really well. But I haven't got that. I would like a new machine, but I'd cut the grander one I'd want. I can't afford that, and I can't justify it either because I don't make money from it. Oh, there goes my compressor. Saying hello. Hello, compressor. So now I have to loosen the knob at the back here, take tension off, and bring that back down, and it's in. And to put tension back on again until it's too slack, so it's too wobbly. So I'm just tightening it up on the back here, on that knob, on the back here. Until, the only thing is the machine's quite a big machine. It's a 24-inch throat, so it's a big machine. And the problem with that is, it's because it's so blooming big. I've got short arms because I'm a short ass, and I'll turn the speed down before I test it. Let's try again. Ooh! Play it again, Sam. Right. So we carry on and just finish off. There isn't many more cuts to do. Consider what this machine is actually doing. It's throwing this lump of iron, because it's cast iron, all this machine is. It's throwing this lump of iron up and down, up and down, up and down, and the one below, because it's a parallel arm. So effectively they're going up and down like so. Not like that, going like that. But parallel with each other. And because of that, it stops the machine from vibrating. A bad machine, it'd be shaking all over the place. And my old one, which is over on the shelf behind me, which you can't see, it does exactly that. It vibrates like crazy. Now if you look here, I've been cutting, because I'm relying on the actual font that I've used. I'm having to make sure the areas that I've actually marked that I've made them thicker, because it'll be weak, because obviously if you grain, they can snap on the grain. So that's why that's my excuse. That's why I kept it away from the line a little bit in places, so they don't end up snapping off. If anyone's got any suggestions for the channel, I'm always listening. I can make videos about certain stuff. You want me to make videos about stuff? I was going to probably remake a load of the videos that are already on the channel. I was looking through some of them. They're quite important videos, but God, what an idiot I am. Crikey. Forget how stupid I am. So I was going to remake them and try and do a better job of it. This hair is very vulnerable, so I need to be very, very careful. I think is a just a little bit on his ear. When I finish this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to temporarily stick it to a piece of cardboard because I'm a bit worried that this bit here will end up breaking off. Because my dear wife's taking it back with her to the UK tomorrow, so for our little granddaughter. Well, one of many. We seem to be producing a lot of girls at the moment. It's going to be like I don't know. Oh, what's that film called? Something of Men. I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, that is pretty much cut out now. I'm quite happy with that. That's quite good. But I need to do this bit. Now, I'm not going to cut that on the saw. No. Let's bring it back out again. I'm going to cut that on the... not cut that on me. I'm going to do pyrography. So I'm going to peel this off carefully. So I'm going to give me an idea of what I've got to do. God, it's cold in here. I think I might have to turn the heat on a minute. But all this stuff, because I've used tape, and have I ever done wood turning? Oh, have I done wood turning? Yes, quite a lot. I've got my lathe just over there. Oh, we can't see it. Let me just briefly show you my lathe. It's in the corner. Okay, so right on the left-hand side is my lathe. So I could be doing some wood turning. That'd be quite a nice one to do. Some various different things in wood. So I'm going to put this back over there now, on the other side, because that light is a bit glary and it's not great. And I can use my that's better. Actually, that's a bit sharper there. It's not glaring from the light I got over there. Even my light I got in here, I made as an old floodlight, which isn't great because it's got a frequency turn and it can cause a bit of flicker. But as long as the shutter speed's slow enough on the camera, it's not a problem. But it's literally a diffuser. I don't understand. But even that's made out of wood. Everything's made out of wood. Even my microphone stand. I've got a scissor action microphone stand in my office. That's made out of oak. Well, why the hell buy it when you can make it? Even though it's made out of oak. Right, so what I've done is, before I stuck this on, I actually used this tape. I probably mentioned it earlier. And all this is decorator's tape, for masking then around your skirting boards and stuff like that. Before I stuck on the template, as you see, that would be what the template is, that's stuck on top of the bit of wood. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier, but I used some spray adhesive like so. But the thing about when you use the tape is, this is when it all goes really badly wrong and I mess up, is you can peel it off really easily, because you're just peeling the tape off, not having to try and clean all the glue off when you've glued your template on. And quite often I've used, if I'm doing like a batch of stuff and I've got plenty of time, and like for instance I'll prepare like loads of them, and I'll use wallpaper paste then and just let it dry. It works really well. It works even better. But the problem with that is you've got to get rid of all the residue afterwards, and I usually just use my linen shear in there, which is like a big belt sander, and take it all off, which does work well. So just going to peel this off, like so. It reveals the beautiful wood. See, the other thing you can actually do is if you're not going to peel this off, for instance, if you'd printed this out in colour, and this is just a bit of MDF, you can leave the paper on and lacquer it in, so it's basically you see all the edges then. But if you've got like a colour laser printer or something like that, or even an inkjet printer, it's quite cool because you can make use of you end up with a finished result with all the colours and everything that you want. But I didn't want colours, I just want wood. I want wood. I like wood. There you go. It's peeling off quite nicely now. And that way it doesn't leave loads of residue on the piece of wood. Makes life a lot easier. Now, I just want to remove the doggy bit because I need to make sure... Well, I've got to keep that intact, so I'm going to use that as my guide for my wood burning. Now, I haven't done wood burning for a while, so I hope I don't cock it up. That's my French. So I was talking about, I was talking about chickens and stuff. That's it, chicken, cockerel. Right, so I'm going to peel this off now, just put it to one side and use that as my, that's my little guide to, well, hopefully I get it on one piece. I probably can't, but we'll try. I might be able to, I'll see why I shouldn't actually. Just have to be careful, won't I? It's freezing in here. It really is. I should have put the wood burner on, but this was kind of like a spur of the moment decision. I know, because Caroline sort of have you done that yet? Have you done it yet? Am I leaving tomorrow? Have you done that yet? Hey, come off nicely. There you go. There's my Wally. As you see, without that on, what on earth is that supposed to be? So if I do a bit of pyrography and get left with that in the wood burning onto that. That's my plan anyway. Hope it works. Hope I don't mess it up. If I do mess it up, I'll just be an Emily without a dog on it. So, first things first, I need to transfer that, the design of that, onto that. So I need to sketch it on. The only thing about woodworking, there's dust. There's always dust everywhere. Right, oh, let's put it over here. Right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So that's the ears. Now I always use 2B pencils for my woodworking. Now the reason for that is they're soft. If you use an HB, it's too hard, and you just end up with, breaking all your points on your pencils because you're pushing so darn hard. That's just like there. It'll come down like so. So that's his ears. There's just things I've got to really be careful. It's obviously around the mouth shape. Make sure that's right, otherwise it's going to look really odd. I do love my Wally. He's a lovely, lovely dog. Well, I love all my dogs. Got 3 of them, as you already know. I think you do. Let's just sketch it around there. Problem with sketching onto wood is you've got the grain, your pencil's trying to follow the grain. So you have to kind of do little short strokes. I'll talk about short strokes. There's a little tip for you. If you're using a battery screwdriver and it's you're trying to screw your screw in and it keeps jumping out all the time, just pulse it, because what's happening is the screwdriver bit is trying to ride out of the screw. As soon as you stop, as soon as it stops rotating, it falls back into the screw. So if you pulse it, you'll find it won't jump out so much. Yeah, a little tip for you. That's what I do. Works for me. I don't see what it shouldn't do for you. Could use a marker pen, but the problem with a marker pen, that'll bleed into the wood and I won't get rid of it afterwards. His nose is just above there, okay. Oh, it's only a guide, the rest of it will be done with the Pyrography iron. Now the Pyrography iron I'm using is not a soldering iron at all. It's specific for this job. That and Pyrography of wood and leather. And the beauty about it is it has a hot wire. It's not just a hot point. Now the problem with the hot point type, or like a soldering iron type Pyrography irons, is that they're not very good for a start. They never get hot enough. They never do get hot enough. And also you get a lot of residue that never burns off on the end. So you get all this like wood goo stuck on the end, like the tannins and the wood all coming out and get stuck onto the end of your point of your Pyrography iron. And I don't recommend it. Like I say, they're never hot enough. This one you'll see, and also you'll see with this, that cause a lot of bleeding on the edges, but they get sanded off. And all that is the tannins and the oils in the wood basically getting heated up. Make a change for politics, doesn't it? If I'm absolutely honest with you, the woodwork is what I love. You know what I mean? It's one of the things I've always done, always gone back to. You know, I've done all sorts of stuff. I've got a degree in photography. I'd be quite glad getting the studio sorted out to be able to have a setup where I can actually sort myself out and got a bit stray there. So it's always the same. Do you know what I mean? So it's easy to just do a quick video. Quick, so I get, you know, instead of messing them out and having to end up missing the boat because that ship has sailed. Because it's taking so long to go and record a video, go somewhere, do it, or whatever, and setting yourself up, and then the moment's lost, and everybody else is sort of beating you to it. So I was kind of, some things don't warrant me going anywhere. But I'll tell you what I will be doing in a live show. I hope you'd find interesting is there's do a little search. You might already know about it. There's a place called Glen. Now Glen is where I mentioned this before. Actually, I think I have mentioned this already. So I apologise if you already know what I'm talking about. But Glen is where a load of Germans killed a load of civilians for no goddamn reason whatsoever. Quite frankly, it was in retaliation. Anyway, they left the village as it was, and you can go around it. So I was going to do a video from there, a live one for the All Shorts channel. If I find a suitable topic, might just be a tour around there and sort of talk about what's going on. Because I have read a bit about it. I'll have to refresh my memory again though. It's a while ago since I've read it. And it's quite an interesting place. It'd be quite a place to do a video from. And it's still open. So that's basically what I've done in pencil. And now I'm going to do that with Pyrography. So I'm going to put him over here, out of the way. Now normally my Pyrography setup was over there, but because I've got the camera over here, I thought, well, I'll move it over here. So hopefully, this is my whole life. I might put a link down below for it, actually, if anyone's interested. It's actually quite reasonably priced. Is that in the way? Might be. It's not an expensive, it's not like a Peter Childs. It's about over, a couple £100 or something stupid. This is actually under $50, I think it was. Or was it Euro? No, Euros. It wasn't Euros. I got it on Amazon. Did I get it on Amazon? Or did I get it on eBay? I can't remember. Anyway, you have this weird little rubbery thing because the end gets hot. So that's supposed to go around there so you hold it easier. So you don't burn your fingers. But it doesn't get, to be fair, it doesn't get that bad. Depends how hot you have it. So you've got settings on here from, God, it goes right up to 750 degrees. What if I use it on the missus? I can brand her. That wouldn't be nasty. No. What you guys saying there? Guys engage. It's like a fancy soldering iron, but if you look on the end of that, it has a wire. A bit like a polystyrene cutter. So effectively that wire gets hot. So if I press this button here, you might, if I leave it long enough, you might actually see it gets red hot. I do have a water or fire extinguisher. I do have a fire extinguisher, but I'll turn it on first. Might be a good idea, mightn't it? What an idiot. Didn't turn it on. I've got a little light now, so that's alright now. So let's move this out of the way. It's magnetic, this, so I'll put this over there. There you go. So it should start glowing. Oh, I can feel the heat already, so it's quite quick. If you start to change colour, let's put somewhere you can see it so it's darker. There. See, it's glowing on the end. That's how hot it gets. Your soldering irons don't get that hot. So yeah, it's great little tool. I've got this thing in my head now about branding the missus with it. I'll have to do it while she's asleep. Do you think she'll wake up? I don't think she'll be that obliging otherwise. So what I'll do is always do a little test. Do a little scrap of oak here. Make sure you've got the temperature set right. Because I don't want to overburn it. I don't want to underburn it. Underburn's not so bad because you see there, how quick that is. So you can do textures. So that's what I'm going to use. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I might bring you in a bit closer. I don't know how, but I'm going to try. Because there's no vibration. I know what I can do. Let's take it off there a second. I might be able to do it off this. Can I do it from the... Oh, I don't know. Don't know if that'll work. Have I got another tripod in there? No, I haven't. I just got to go on that tripod. Sorry about this. I'm fumbling about now. I want to make sure you can see what's going on. A little bit there. No. No, I don't want it that way. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this closer. That's a plan. Put the cables up to bring that over here instead. That's what I'm going to do. That makes more sense. Let's put it over through here though. It's only hot when you press the button on the actual tool itself. So don't worry, it's not hot in a minute. It's probably cooled down a little bit. It cools down quite quickly. Aha! So that's it. That's what we'll do. So I'm going to do the ears first. I'm going to do a bit of a texture on there. Is there any reason for not having used carbon copy paper? There's one good reason. I have got a pack of it actually, radio, but I haven't got it because I can't find it. Yeah, I looked for it the other day. I've got a whole pack of. I think I've only used a whole. Well, I think it's 10 sheets. I've only used one sheet of it, and you can use it for some jobs. It's not very good for this though, carbon paper, because you've got the grain in the wood. It doesn't transfer over well. It's quite good for. I've used it before. I have used it before on using the Pyrography though. It's quite good for that. But there's no reason why you can't cut through. And also, the nice thing about using that tape is, if I didn't mention before, the tape actually does provide some lubricant as well. So if you don't wax the top, you still get a little bit of lubricant from the actual tape. It's quite good. Anyway, let's get to it. Stop mumbling on, Marcus. I talk too much. I can't help it. Taking tablets. Come on, heat up. There you go. So I'm going to do a bit of texture on there. As you can see, it's really quick. You don't put your face over top of it because the fumes sting your eyes. So I'm not actually stroking it, I'm just doing a bit of texture. So it's like little dimples, like my butt. How about yours? Things when you can do strokes, but the problem with you do strokes is you can end up following the grain. And if you follow it, see a little pop there? There we go, pop there, pop. It might be a nice hot side, I might have to turn it down a bit. But I won't yet because I've already started doing it like this. So I am going to carry on. So it's nice and deep. Isn't that fun? Hope there's no fumes. Not fumes. Fumes? Fumes from solvents in the room. No, there isn't, that's fine. I'll be having explosions. So I'm doing like a little dimply fish. I'm mumbling my words. I'm doing like a little dimpled fish. Oh! A little dimpled finish. You can imagine what I'm like when I'm making my videos for all shorts, can't you? The amount of times I mess up. I go, bugger! And I've got to carry on. I've got to, start again. So I haven't been editing my videos recently, apart from putting the watermarks in. Or with the green screen, there's a bit of editing, but it's not really editing. Isn't that what I was doing before? Which I will carry on doing some of them videos, like I was doing before, but I can't do them all like that. I'm burning out, to be honest. And especially when you do loads of work to create a video, and then it's a flop, and you feel so demoralising. Demoralising, yeah, disheartening. Yeah, because that other channel was doing really well at one point, and until was it July the 1st? I think it was July the 1st. It was like a switch had put, somebody turned like a switch had been flicked, and then the channel just really got hit, and it's been a bit hit and miss ever since. So little textures on that all the way around instead of strokes. It's quite a good machine, this, so it works really well. I'd say it was only $50. I think it was €50. So it was. Oh, there. Just the top here and this line to get a bit straighter. So that's his ears. And now I'm just going to do his eyes. I'll work my way down. I'm also going to do an outline as well, like that I've done there, but I'm going to do that down these sides as well. It needs an eyebrow. Oh dear. What? I'm sorry, ladies, but I don't understand why so many ladies sort of remove their eyebrows and then they tattoo them back on again. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Maybe because I've got bushy eyebrows, but I don't I don't understand. I told my daughter that as well. I'm not sure it went down very well. Just seems it's like remove it, then put it back on again. What was that all about? Okay. Got a wonky eye. That's better. Let's do a nose. I'll be dimply on the nose. Let's do a couple of nostrils, shouldn't I? No, I'll do that. Make him look like a pig. Don't make him look like a pig. Be like Alexander Boris the Pepper Pig. Was it Johnson? No, it's Johnson, isn't it? So I'm just working that way around out. So just trying to follow that line the best that I can. Bit of artistic license. Well, you can call it art. Bit of fun, really, isn't it? Just, I'm sure my little granddaughter will like it. Hey, doggy. Again, she probably don't know what it is because she's only about a year old. A year old? No, she ain't even a year old yet. Oh God, she's tiny. I've only got one grandson. I've got 11 grandchildren. They're all girls. I think it's fertility. I've talked about this before. It's our sperm count. That's what it is. So all the X and Y's as well. That's why we're getting all the girls. We're being overrun by girls. Did anyone tell me what that film was again? Was there one with what's his name? Oh, anyone's got an actor in it. Something of Men. Land of Men or something. I don't know. Someone tell me. I've got a really bad memory of sort of things like that. Those sort of things. Oh, a bit more, okay. I need a camera person. Doesn't mean I've got to pay somebody. I think before I pay somebody, I've got to earn some money first. That would be really nice to have a camera person, that really would. I know some people do, but they're clearly, obviously, earning money from the channel. I wouldn't say this one's earning any money, is it? Crikey. Ah, there. There you go, nearly there. Do his chin. It's looking quite cool though, isn't it? I'll put a line right through it. I'm going to go around the outline of the bone as well. Why Wally likes bones. We go to the butchers, and we go. Je voudrais os prochaines, s'il vous plaît. You get ridiculously big femurs from a cow. It's quite funny watching Wally trying to drag that around. Quite funny how it keeps popping up. I've actually got the iron set a bit too hot, really. It's like smoke gets in your eyes and it burns your eyes. You go, ah, my eyes, my eyes. Oh. I keep meaning to catch up with Graham on his. I see he's broadcasting now. So I got some notifications, but I was always too blooming late. I've been so busy trying to get myself sorted out. On this sort of burn the candle at both ends again. Went to bed at 3 o'clock last night in the morning. I'm getting terrible again. The thing is, you don't wait. There's no benefit in it. You go to bed so flipping late, you don't wake up anyway, so you've lost half the day. Anyway, so it just doesn't make any sense. It's just habit. So I need to get myself back on track with that again. I'm hoping the studio is going to help. I'm sure she'll like it. I'm sure. So what I do is then, I put this on because it's still a bit hot. Thing is, I've got the holder for this is over there, but screwed to the wall. So just let that cool down. There, put on there. Let that cool down there. Right, yeah, perfect. And then I'm gonna sand it. Just like sanding, but with my airline. Ooh, ooh. Right. With my merker. Just like sanding on the surface, just taking the residue off. And I've got to be careful here. I'm not putting the pressure on this area here, and I'm going to do it on top of this because this is pretty much flat. I'm going to be very, really, really ginger. Oh, my compressors are saying hi again. Hello, compressor. It just takes sort of the residue off because obviously you've got the glue residue from the tape, so it removes it all when you do a little bit of sanding. You can do it by hand, but I'm lazy. Saying that I probably will over here. Because that's vulnerable point. So I'm going to do that with my hand, with my hand sander, which is somewhere. Why is it you can never find something when you need it? It was over there. Blimey, I'll be back. So over that, I just use a piece. Oh, there it is. After all that. That was under my bum a minute ago, and now it's not. But I got to cutting that out on the bandsaw. Never got round to making the stool for this. Well, I will do one day. So I've got a little bit of sandpaper there, and I'll just gently. In fact, I'm going to do it a different way. I've got a better idea. So I'm a bit worried that it could break either here or just there. That one's a bit stronger, but that one's a bit on the thin side. I should have gone a bit fine. Not fine, I should have made it a bit thicker just there. So I'm just going to... I'll do this bit on the linear. I should have actually went for the plane before I did it, shouldn't I? I was getting carried away. La 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 la. Lovely. So I'll do that back on the linear. Yeah, I will. I'll get a better job on that anyway. I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm going to stick that to a piece of cardboard just for travel. So Carol will put it in the envelope once I've cleaned the back off properly. But there you go. I need to take all the obviously little splinters off, but it don't have to be. It's going to be stuck on a door. So you're not going to see it, are you? I'll lacquer it up there first as well. Just put a bit of clear lacquer on there, but I'll do that in when it's a bit warmer. Otherwise it'll never go off. You could use a bit of oil, a little bit of linseed oil or something like that on it. So that'll work just as well. There you go. So that's me cutting out with my scroll saw. And Emily, I have spelled it right. No, after all that, yeah, I think so. I have done that before. Oh dear. Anyway, what have you been saying? You want one? Jingo Django? Oh, I love that film. Django Unchained, that's very good. Yeah, Minions. I like that too, cool. Yeah, he came out right, didn't he? Little Wally. Yeah. I think I'm in their old Pyrography. Well, it's quite a good little tool. Yeah, for the money, I think, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was under €50. I keep saying dollars, but under €50. But it was over 30, 35 euros. And it's been really good. Downside better than what I've had before. And I was going to buy the Peter Childs one or a couple of other ones I was looking at. They're like hundreds of pounds. So I wasn't going to do that because I can't warrant it. But it's quite good for me because I can use that as a way of quickly signing a piece of work that I've done. if I'm not using that, I'd use my branding iron. I don't know if you've seen this. It's quite cool. This. Now this I might use on the missus. Oh, I forgot. I already have. Nah. And what got on the end of that, I had this cut. It was done in China, of all places. You send off your design, and then they bring it back. It's got a bit. So it's Wally Bois in reverse. So originally, this was a soldering iron that was using it's about 500 watt soldering iron, and it did a really good job. It did work, but it lasted like 5 minutes. They replaced it. Sent me another one that came broken, so I thought, oh, bugger, I'm not going to worry about it now. So I just cut the cable off, and I just I mount it in here like so, blow torch, heat it up. It's so much quicker anyway, to be honest. It holds the heat, and you just go. Works a treat. And it creates a nice brand on your piece of wood. So I've got one around now I can show you, but I have, in front there. It's a bit dirty and dusty. That gives you an idea, sort of brands look like that, even though that one is filthy. That might be easier to do that. Let's see there. Yeah, just eating dust. It's quite cool. So, well, all my work, I was branding it. But all my shutters I was making for customers, doors, brand them, right in the middle where the lock goes. No, in a discreet, in a jam, or somewhere like that. So, yeah, it's a good tool. It works really well. This whole machine here is absolutely lovely. I'm really, really pleased with it. Now, I actually got hold of this about a couple of years ago in France from an English guy, actually, funny enough. It was just advertised, so I went and got it. Completely a mess, completely refurbished it, and it works a treat. I just wish it had a variable speed motor. That would make a huge difference, because then I could do it on the foot switch, you see, like a variable speed foot switch. So you can slow up in the corners and just as you need to. It would make a big, big difference. But, saying that, it works really, really well. The clamps could do a bit of improved, but I'll come up with a solution for that at some point. I improved the knob at the back, the tension knob at the back there, because originally that was tiny, and you do it with your fingertips, you can't get tension on it. God, bend it in the cold. You can imagine what it's like. It's blooming horrible. So that is actually the knob of an old router handles on the side of a router. So I nicked one, because I took them off anyway, because anyway, I made that. So, long story short. So, yeah, works a treat. So a great little machine. Like I say, the top moves both ways. It's parallel action on these arms. It's like a Hector, if anyone knows what they are. So it works very well anyway. So that's the machine. And I've just made that with it, with the help of the Pyrography. So it's a bit random, I know. But hey ho, that's me. I'm a bit random. I asked Mrs. why she married me, and she doesn't know. I don't either. So before I go, I don't want the video to be ridiculously long. What do you reckon, Jasper? 25 euros a site? I suppose it would be, really. They're a bit like, I've seen them on eBay and places like that, and also Etsy for sort of similar sort of money. But I did actually, saying that, I did actually have it on my Etsy. The problem I found was that no one was buying them. I didn't sell any of them. I sold loads of phone holders. Loads of mobile phone holders. Star Wars mobile phone holders is what I was selling. Loads of them. That reminds me, I need to, no. Do I want to do it again? I don't know. I don't know if I've got time. You don't make much money out of them. So you put an awful lot of effort into this stuff, and you've got to post to it, and it's just a nightmare. So I don't know. Might do, might not. But redo the listings on Etsy. But some things are quite good. They're quite quick to make. Yeah, do you do anything on Etsy, Kit Kat? Because I find it a bit tricky. It's hard to get yourself up there. Until you start making sales, it's quite hard to get your SEO up. And also, you need it listed on other places as well, like your website, or get as many pictures uploaded as well. So you've got your alt text, images, text, so you can get your SEO that way. So your inbound links. So it makes it look more important. You could do. It's just literally Wally Bar on Etsy. So I'll try to find. I'll send you a link over later. You could do. Yeah, that'd be quite handy actually. I haven't really done much with it recently because all the listings run out. And I found I did really well with it over Christmas last year, doing the Etsy. And then it sort of died a death, obviously it's gifts and stuff. So, yeah, that's quite a bit of work. A post-apocalyptic inventor has a great channel about revitalising old... Oh, I see. I've seen one or two channels, like we're doing like the Damascus steel knives, or finding this old really, really crusty, rusty thing, and then they kind of revamp it into something usable again, which is pretty darn cool. They're quite addictive things to watch sometimes as well, like those types of videos. What do you want? What do you want? One of what? One of a sign or my saw? Ah. Oh, talk about sorry, I didn't get you a Kit Kat when I mentioned about eyebrows. Oh, I see. That was such a horrible trend about in the late 90s and early thousands, the millennium, what have you. It made me so paranoid. I never let anyone near me with tweezers. When I mentioned earlier about when I got bushy eyebrows, they did need a bit of trim actually, but they're going to say for this. I've never managed to grow a beard before. It always drives me absolutely insane. All prickly. Oh, it's got to go. Now come to the clippers and it's gone. So I've sort of that. I've got. Do you reckon I should carry on growing? I should cut the bugger off. A great big bushy beard. Oh. Look even madder than I do already. What about getting gold from computers? How are you going to extract it from the computers, Jasper? You're right, there's loads of semiconductors, there's you know, if you can get enough of them, they're tiny amounts, I imagine. But how would you separate it? Oh, Jasper, Etsy's like a craft site, so you can make things, so you can post them on there and sell them. There's quite a few people doing it professionally on there as well. But also there's a lot of people just making random stuff. Oh, I made this now just because I want to make it, and then they put it on there for sale. It just sort of funds their hobbies. And some people are making a living, quite a good living, some people are. And like you were saying about the signs, there are quite a few people making signs. You know, just like me, Emily, kind of things. All sorts of signs, actually. They're quite good place if you want to get signs made up, commercial signs, you know, for shop fronts and stuff, or like, you know, inside a bar. They're quite cool. So they're quite handy. Oh, with chemicals, because I used to make PCB boards years ago. I used to dabble with electronics, and we used to etch the boards. So you have a little bit of PCB board, a little bit of fiberglass board, and then one side have a piece of copper on it, and then you have to basically draw on it effectively where you want everything to be, and everything where you don't want things to be, you kind of draw it around there. Anyway, remove the copper and let where you don't want it to be, and leave it so you get printed circuitable basically. So it's quite fun. That was a long time ago. That was. And I was a nipper. Play about electronics. It's all it's all semiconductors now. Talking about semiconductors, they still haven't got on top of that. There's still a shortage. Probably why I can't get a blooming video card. Well, I can't afford one anyway because it's blooming money, aren't they? Prices have gone up. But then again, so has everything. Blimey. Anyway, I am going to love you and leave you because I don't want this one getting ridiculously long. It's already an hour and a half, nearly. It's quite moody like that. So, anyway, that's what we just made. And don't forget to click like and subscribe, what have you. Can you do it on the stream? Live stream? Oh, anyway, like. And this one was a bit random. I thought I'd just quickly go, I know, I'll make a video. Well, do it live anyway, so there you go. So thank you for watching, and I really appreciate it. And it's great to see the people from the other channel as well. So hopefully I'm going to be a bit more on the ball with the other channel soon, when I get that studio sorted out. I'm still going to be doing my videos out and about as well, with the opportunity, when it's practical to do so. But it's so flipping cold at the moment. You probably realise I've done a few videos outside, just literally in the middle of the blooming night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. 1:30, I think, 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, outside, just outside here. God! And when it's cold, it's really hard to speak and concentrate until you get your words out. So you've got the amount of times I had to, like, oh God, start again, delete, start again, and carry on. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, freezing. So I'm hoping I can get a bit more productive with my videos, because I need to make sure I got these ones going up as well on this channel, and so I need to build this channel up. Basically, I need to do it because the videos for all shorts, and I've noticed on Max's channel, Max Repairs, and also on Phil's, a lot of the older videos don't do much at all. They're dead in the water. Old news, isn't it? It's just it's chip paper. Whereas when you first put them on, they do really well. Well, mine don't, but they do really, really well. But even with his, using the software that I got, you say it's just, and it just trickles just a few views a day on each video, so he's not getting a lot of latent views. But the beauty about this kind of channel, it works the other way around. You don't necessarily get a huge amount of initial views, unless it's a topic that's been searched for a lot. But you do get a lot of. They build up over a period of time. They don't. They tend to gradually just grow. Instead, with like all shorts, it does that, tapers down, so it does that, and it just tapers and just dead in the water basically. So anyway, I'm bumbling on again. I said I've got to go, and I do need to go because I've got to finish doing a bit more plastering. And what time is it? Oh my God. I think it's 9 o'clock. Oh my God, I need 10 o'clock. I better go. Ta-ta. Thank you for watching. Forget which buttons to press. That's what the missus said.